Oto-san here is dressed in quite an elegant piece of armor. It has a lot more lacing than some of the other armors we have here today. The armor with a lot of lacing was a slightly older type. The reason it became out of fashion was because when it got wet during rain, of course, it would make the armor heavier. Also on prolonged campaigns, it could get dirty, and of course lice would get in there. But the other problem was with spears going into the armor. The number of holes in the metal to hold the lacing made the armor a little bit weaker than some of the straight pieces. Also, a spear going into that armor would be stopped by the actual braiding. But again, it's a very elegant piece. His helmet, of course, made to invoke fear into the position. Golden horns made out of wood that have been lacquered over with gold plating over top of that. A gold front piece made of steel, and of course yak hair on top to give it a rather scary appearance on the battlefield. Something rather rare is a female samurai. There weren't very many on the battlefield. In fact, you could probably count them on one hand. In this case, one of our members here, a lovely lady who's also very much into the samurai history and culture. During battle, the samurai would wear these little flags on their shoulder. This was for identification. Again, as I said before, the samurai armor wasn't worn as a uniform as such, so in order to identify each other on the battlefield, they wore these small little flags that sort of gave the information as to who this man is, what group he's with, and what division he's with as well. The reason being is, once the opposition has taken his head, they would also take this, so they knew whose head they had taken. They would then take the head back to their camp. The head would be washed, cleaned, and prepared for presentation to their lord at the end of the battle. Of course, the samurai would always carry a number of weapons with them. One of the favorites was the tanto, which is like a small dagger. This would be used in close-up battlefield. Once you've moved in on your opponent and basically subdued them, that would be used to either finish them off completely and or remove their head to be taken back for registration at your own camp. While we were in Australia, one of the things we had to try was, of course, the Ibuki restaurant here in Melbourne. And with us, of course, is the master, Ibuki-san himself. 本当にありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。もうIbuki-sanは英語は全然問題ないですよね。大丈夫だと思う。Oh, he speaks English, so of course, I'm sure that you've been to his restaurant, and if you'd like to try it out, some, well, real traditional Japanese cuisine, this is the place to come, Ibuki restaurant.
Welcome everybody.
Thank you.
I'm Chris Glenn, and once again, on behalf of the Japan Armour and Weapons Research and Preservation Society, we'd like to thank Aichi Prefecture and most importantly, Victoria State for hosting these 30th celebrations.